Hello and welcome to another video of mine. This video is going to be my Pendos eyeshadows update, and excuse the light. I only have this kind of light right now and I have to film this now. So I hope this works still. But yeah, for my rules, I always work on 6 shadows at a time. I don't work on blacks, I don't work on glitters, and I don't work on duplicates. And I work on the shades either to use them 30 times or hit pan on them. And when I did reach one of these goals, I roll them out and I replace the eyeshadow with a new one. And yeah, that's my basic rules. And now let's get right into the video. The first shadow I was working on, and a shade I had in this project for quite a while now, comes out of my Pumpkin Spice palette by Too Faced. And it's this shade here in the corner called Oh My God. And I don't know if you can see, but you can see a dip. Maybe you can see it in the pictures because this is so reflective. But yeah, I did manage to reach my 30 usage goal on this one finally. And for that I had to use it 12 more times, and I did do so. I did use this 12 more times for a total of 30, so this I'm rolling out now. And as you can see when swatching as well, I kind of focused on this side. I don't know why, I just did. So yeah, if you can see a dip, it's right here. So this is rolling out. The second shadow I was working on comes out of my BH Cosmetics Blueberry Muffin palette. And it was this shade called Sugared, and I did use this 5 more times for a total of 15. I don't know, I don't think you can see it like this, but I'm already always inserting pictures, so maybe you can see a better progress there. But this is staying, so I used it 14 times and therefore this is staying. And I didn't use this that much because this actually pulls like either blue or green when I use it mostly. I mean, I can use this with pinks as well, but I had a lot of pink tones in my Pendos eyeshadows and I was just focusing on these. That's the only reason why I only used this 5 times. Then a single shadow from Tarte. This is the shade Pop Rock, and I did use this the most out of the eyeshadows I had within this project the last month. I did use this 16 times. This is how it looks like now. So yeah, I did use this 16 times to be able to roll it out. Actually, I did use it 30 times now. And the reason why I did use it as often is because I knew I was focusing on this shade, and I just wore this one in combination with this one a lot. And after that, when I hit my usage goal on that, I was just maybe like 5 uses or so away from hitting my goal on this one as well. So I decided to focus on this one. So yeah, I managed to reach my goal on this one as well. So 2 rollouts this time around, and yeah, 30 uses on this one. And for this, I absolutely love the quality of these Tarte single shades. I have several of these, but this one is just orange with gold shift. And I have a lot of these colors in my collection, so that's why I wasn't that excited to use this, but the quality of this is actually very, very nice. So these are the 2 shades I'm rolling out. Then another single shade. This is by Sydney Grace and it's called Biscotti. And I did dark my fingernail in here the last update. But yeah, I used it 4 more times for a total of 6. So this is obviously staying. I need to use it quite more often. And the next shade is out of the Saint-Tropez palette by BH Cosmetics, and I didn't use this. I didn't use it at all. Going to show you the color. The color is the shade up here, Cap Camarade, and I did not use this because this does pull a little bit green, and just my color story was very, very pink, and I was focusing on these two, and there was just no need for another lighter shimmer which pulls green in my looks. So that's why I didn't use this at all. So I'm still at 13 uses. And I absolutely love this color. This is a stunning shade. It's so nice. And I do love the quality as well. And another single shadow. I know you can see I have quite a lot of single shades in my collection. This one is by Cleonard and it's called Noble. And because I was focusing on this one, I did use this a lot on the outer corner because this is the darkest shade I had within my color story the last month. So I did use it 11 times the last month for a total of 12. That was my color story the last month. As you are able to see, it was very, very pink leaning and very shimmery, glittery, which normally I really do enjoy. I was kind of missing a matte or a different kind of shade than just pink and purple. But yeah, I still enjoyed it. It wasn't hard for me to reach for these because these are just the shades I am drawn to and that I love wearing. So obviously, because that's why I have them in my collection. But yes, and if you watch my videos, you will know that I always roll in a backup shadow. In case I'm reaching my goal on one shade quite fast, I can already start working on one additional shade, and that's what I did the last month. I knew that I was focusing on this shade in the Pumpkin Spice palette and that I was going to reach my goal on it, so I did roll in a backup shade and I'm going to show it to you now. The shade I did roll in as a backup shade comes out of my Sigma Corderosa palette, and it's the third shade I am working on in my Pandos eyeshadows out of here. And it was this shade called Damask. And because, wait, I'm going to swatch it for you and then I'm going to talk about it. So that was my backup shadow the last month. So, because I had a very pink color story and because I was missing mattes, I already did start working on this, even though I didn't yet roll out this one, because I thought it would work perfectly fine with these shades. And why wait for it to work on it when I can already start working on it, when I would need a matte, or when I would need but I would want a matte to wear with these. So I did use this as my matte to wear, and I did use this 16 times already. So actually a lot. I think that's the most I ever used a backup shadow. Obviously I started working on this right away and I didn't wait. I just used it as an additional shade in my color story. So yes, 16 times on this one. And because I'm always working on 6 shades at a time, I am missing 1 shade now because I wasn't expecting to hit my 30 usage goal on Tarte Pop Rock as well. So I didn't roll in another backup shade, I only rolled in this by Sigma. So I'm going to roll in my 6th shade to work on for the next month. And I'm always doing this. The first shade I'm rolling in, no matter if it's a shade like this or a backup shade, I'm always rolling in with my wheel of names. I have written down all my palettes in there and I am randomizing out of the list, and if I roll 1 palette I delete it out of there, and this way I'm trying to reach for every single palette I have in my collection within this Pandos Eyeshadows project. So far this is working great. I got a lot of palettes I didn't get prior to rolling in shades like this. So yeah, the first shade I'm rolling in always comes from a wheel of names, and I already generated it, so I'm going to insert the video clip right now. So as you saw, I rolled in the Urban Decay Stoned Vibes palette, and this is a weird one for me. I purchased this I think half off and I was never really interested in it, but I heard so many different kind of opinions and also so many people who raved about this that I was actually interested in it. And because this was a totally new formula for Urban Decay palettes, so yeah, I ended up purchasing it, but I didn't use it a lot yet, or basically not at all yet. So I'm very happy to have rolled this in. So in here there are 12 shades and I'm going to randomly select the shade I'm going to work on. And for that I have written down numbers from 1 to 12 on paper here, and I'm just going to pick 1 paper. And that's going to be the shade I'm going to work on. So it's the number 7, so the 7th shade in the palette. It's this shade called Hexed, and whilst I'm happy to have another matte in my lineup, I was very interested in using the shimmers in here. So maybe I'm going to just use the opportunity that this is in here to use also a shimmer or several shimmers in here. But yes, the 1 shade I wrote in is called Hexed, and it's this shade in the corner here. Okay, so let's talk about this color story. This is going to be the color story for my next month. And again, I'm happy that I have some mattes again to work on, even though I'm an absolute shimmer fan. But yes, as for backup shades, it's going to be really hard because I think I would like to focus on the Blueberry Muffin, but I'm closer with these 2 to hit my goal on, and especially the Corde Rosa one because I already used it 16 times. So I only would have to use it 14 more times. And I think that's what I'm going to try. But then again, if I use this one 14 more times, I'm only, I think, like 4 or 5 uses away from my 30 usage mark. So probably I would be able to reach my goal on both of these if I use them in combination a lot. But the thing is, I'm debating whether or not to roll in 2 more backup shades, because 14 more times and 18 more times is a lot, like a lot. So I don't know. But then again, I'm already so curious what shades I am going to get. Yeah, let's just do it. I'm going to roll in 2 backup shades. I'm going to roll it in for the shade from the Cor de Rosa palette from Sigma, and either Noble by Cleonard or BH Cosmetics Sugared from the Blueberry Muffin palette. So yeah, I'm going to roll in 2 more shades. So when I'm rolling in more than 1 shade at a time, I'm rolling it out of here, or I'm choosing a number out of here. I have written down numbers on papers in here, and each number is corresponding to 1 shade in one of my palettes or one of my single shades, pigments, super shock shadows, and so on. So I'm just going to pick 2 numbers out of here, and then we will see which colors these numbers correspond to. This is the first one. And this is the second. So the first number is 769. And the second number is 134. So yeah, I'm going to look up the shades these numbers correspond to, and I'm going to be right back. So I'm very happy with the palettes I got. I don't really know which shades I got yet, but the first palette I rolled for the number 769 is this Visé Art Soleil La Plage palette. And it's the first shade in here, so we will see what kind of shade this is. So actually it's a very pale yellow matte shade, which I'm actually happy about, because I thought this is going to be just a normal cream shade, but it's yellow toned, so it's a little bit different, and I'm very excited to work on this. So this is the first backup shade I'm rolling in. And I already swatched this, and this is very powdery. I'm aware of that, so it's probably going to work as a cream shade to set my lids or in the crease. But yes, that's the first shade. And with this palette, I didn't really use it at all yet, so I'm very, very happy that I got it. And the second palette I got is this Lime Crime Venus XL2 palette, and I'm very happy that I got this as well, because I haven't reached for it in a long time. So I'm absolutely happy with the palettes that got chosen, and in here it should be the second shade that got rolled in, and I haven't looked at it either yet. So it's this shade called Crown. And honestly, I'm a little bit disappointed, because I have so many pink glitter shades, and I had so many pink glitter shades that I did work on yet, like within the last few months. But yeah, let's just swatch it out, and then I'm going to think about it again. But let's swatch it. So that's the shade I got. I think it's actually similar to the one I just rolled out from the Pumpkin Spice palette. This is just a little bit warmer. But yeah, I'm going to work on it because I don't know. I just don't wanna re-roll, and yeah, I think these two would also look nice together. I compared it with the sugared one, but the sugared one is obviously way cooler toned. But yes, wait, I'm going to swatch the pumpkin spice next to it so we can see the difference. The pumpkin spice should also be a little bit cooler toned. Yeah, it is. But I mean, similar-ish. Yeah, but yeah, still, I'm going to work on these. These two shades up here are going to be my backup shades, and this is going to be my color story for the next month. So yes, and also this one I rolled in now, and the two backup shades would be a very nice look, I think. So yes, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. This is my Pendos eyeshadows update, and I'm happy that I was able to roll out two shades. That didn't happen for a while. Still no Pendo. But yeah, I'm happily working on my eyeshadows, and now I purchased a lot of eyeshadows within the last few years, so, or like 2 years, and yeah, that's obviously why I don't hit pan easily, because I didn't reach for most of my shades in my collection, or a lot of my shades in my collection. So they are rather full still, but anyway, I hope you still like it, even though I'm not hitting pan regularly. And yeah, let me know if you're doing this project. I'm going to check it out, obviously, because I absolutely love watching Pendos eyeshadows updates. Whether it is on YouTube or on Instagram, I don't mind. Just let me know and I'm going to check it out. And other than that, I hope you have a very nice day. Bye!